Thanks so much for joining me on this interview and taking the time out. It's really nice to have you here for this junior developer role. As always, the obligatory question, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh yeah, most definitely, Warren. So a little bit about myself. I actually started off as a mechanical engineer. I graduated my mechanical bachelor's of science degree, and right after college, I actually didn't go into mechanical engineering. I actually went to trucking. And while I was doing trucking, I was still trying to find exactly what I wanted to do. And I was picking up programming books when I was like taking my days off and, teach myself how to program. And during that time, while I was taking my days off as well, I was, collaborating with this particular tech hub that gave me a little bit of experiences with a little small contracts and working with them, and also building little projects for myself so I can get like a really fundamental understanding of how to build software. So little by little, I actually went into going into just like building those contracts out, and actually got a software role, full software contract that kind of like propelled my career in software engineering. And yeah, now I'm doing this now, and I actually came into Salesforce like 4 years ago, and got introduced to that with a consulting company, and I've been doing Salesforce ever since.
Okay, really cool. And yeah, that's really good progression that you have in your career. So, one of the main questions that I have is why or what are Salesforce developers needed for? So, why do we need developers versus admins versus some of the other roles that exist?
Most definitely. So like with Salesforce developers, they deal with more of the customization side. So when certain the out of the box functionality is not meeting the needs of the business and you need to go more custom, then we can go that route of using Apex and other things like other UI type tools such as Lightning Web Components or Components Visual Force pages in order to build out that customization to the business needs. And that's where Salesforce developers come in and fulfill those needs and fill those gaps.
Okay, that makes sense. And can you kind of talk about some of the Salesforce automations that exist and like how they can kind of work with Apex, or why would you build an automation versus going the code route using Apex?
All right. So if like with the automation pieces, so we got the declarative pieces, we have the custom code pieces. So for the most part, process builders has been deprecated and is pretty much obsolete system. But now we have flows and stuff, and we have flow triggers. So for the most part, we can try to use the declarative pieces as much as possible until the limitations of those can't be fulfilling the business needs. But we can also still, implement our custom pieces in there with Apex if needed. But we can, first try out that customization as much as possible. There might be some things in regards to some customizations, such as email service handling, and that's where Apex would come in, and whereas flows don't really handle those types of functionalities and handle that particular complex logic. But it's just like one of those examples where Apex is kind of overrules flows in that particular functionality.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of things can be done with flows with automation.
Cool. Does the type of team that you're working with kind of dictate the types of builds that you do? So, like if you do Apex versus flows, for example, does the type of people that you're working with kind of help formulate which option you're going to choose?
Oh yeah, most definitely. So like if a team is more very like admin based, very admin heavy, then we'll try to go with declarative as much as possible. But if we have a lot of like developers on the team, then they know how to do the customizations and handle the code base and stuff. Then we'll see if we can like move to the customization if we can, if needed. But we know that the team is, willing and have the capacity of building out that customization.